Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another reaction video. Today we're going to be watching, reviewing, and reacting to episode 7 of season 1 of The Wheel of Time. Oh, we've got some cats meowing, as usual. But anyway, so you guys know I just finished watching episode 6. I'm excited to jump right into this one and see what's going to happen as they are going through the ways. I'm very curious to see how that's going to actually be portrayed. I'm curious to see how they're going to deal with the change of Matt not being with them and what the implications for the last couple episodes are going to mean. This also is an 8-episode season, which means that this is the penultimate episode of season 1. So I expect some major things to go down. And yeah, then we'll only have the finale left next week, which is crazy. It seems like it's gone really fast for the first season, but so far I have been extremely pleased, very hopeful, optimistic for the last couple episodes, and we'll just see how it goes. So let's get into episode 7. This is called, what is it? The Dark Along the Ways. Yes, appropriately. All right. Here we go. Oh my god. I told you I was expecting big things, this guys. I feel badassery! Literally while in labor. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Is it? What? You went to the credits then! You went to the credits then! It's gonna be Tam, right? That's Tam? He's gonna find her while she's still alive.
Soft and verdant, covered in grass. But now, one wrong step and you plummet into a void.
I love Loa.
No end, or worse.
There's something worse than falling into a bottomless pit.
Oh yes, certainly. I can think of at least.
It's all right, Leo. We understand.
You don't have to tell us the worst things you can think of.
But can you still read it?
I'll ask for your patience.
If he's asking for patience, then we're gonna die.
We'll rest here while Leo works out the correct. It's a day's journey at least to reach our waygate soon.
I'm sorry.
Take some comfort, buddy.
That was amazing.
How did you see that?
For patience that we're gonna die.
I don't know.
It's like, alright, yeah, we're gonna be here for an eternity. It's just...
The others one by one until you have nothing and no.
No.
You can't protect me. You can't.
Well done. All of you.
Jesus Christ, the music that they play when she channels like that, I can't. My heart.
Where are we?
The fortress city of Valdara. Last bastion against the blight.
The Eye of the World. Matt Cawthon.
And to whom should I send this message?
The Red Aja.
Girl, what? She what?
The big brooding one has...
They're both big. And they both brood.
The one on the left has yellow eyes, blood running down his chin. And the redhead is rocking a baby.
Whose baby?
No idea, looks like any other baby.
And the girls?
White flame. And a ring of gold. I don't know. But they're all linked.
The white
all four of them.
flame
Is that unusual?
Very.
and Lan's ring.
I see sparks of light trying to fill the shadows, and the shadows trying to swallow the sparks. For what it's worth, they're all very clear visions. Usually the more important some.
You're the only one who's ever really loved me.
Don't speak to her like that!
Stop it!
Excuse me? You owe her an apology for what? The truth?
Stop! Just stop! I am so tired of you two fighting over her like she's something you can win!
Excusez-moi? She's like, what? Oh no. He saw me. Shit.
Hello. I was just
Following me, yes.
I don't think you could rightly call this tragedy.
Do you want me to go?
Okay. Things took a step. A bit sooner than anticipated.
Every ice that I needs some water. Did you really think I'll let someone else be yours?
If it's you, I will always stand by you, you know that. No matter what happens. No matter what comes.
Don't hurt me like this, show.
You are a king without a kingdom. A boy without a family. And now, you finally belong to her.
She doesn't own me.
Doesn't she?
Only in the way those kids own you.
You know he's got a point there,
The
Nanny.
wisdom never wets.
That door is made of iron. With 3 men your size, can you break it down?
That mountain. I think I've seen it before. It's you. You've always known it's you. Deep down. No matter how fast or how far you run, you cannot escape your fate. You are the Dragon Reborn. You are the Dragon Reborn.
And when I looked at him, I saw snow and blood. I saw a baby born on the slopes of Dragon Mount.
Nope. Oh shit.
What happened?
Oh shit.
It's me.
Or he lost our bond.
I don't understand.
She left.
By herself.
No.
Rand.
I don't know what I was picturing for the blight, but it was not that. But it makes sense. No! No! That's the end. Fuck me! That's the end. Alright. Okay, guys. I said this at the end of the last one. I'm saying it again now because I'm still concerned about my computer freaking out on me, so I'm just going to keep this short. But there were some changes. There were some major changes that came about in this episode. But nonetheless, I still feel like this episode felt very right. Very right. Maybe even between this and I'd say this and episode 4 were the two episodes so far that stand out to me the most as the most feeling like it's got the soul, like the heart of the book series, even if a lot of the changes are not, you know, necessarily fully accurate. There was one thing in here that I was not a big fan of, and that was the idea of the Perrin being in love with Egwene. Now, I'm gonna say right now, I do think if you look back that in book 1 there are some kind of little hints that there was a potential that he could have, if not have, then he could be capable of developing feelings along those lines, but it just, you know, never really went there. I don't know why they decided to do it here. I really don't know. I feel like it wasn't really necessary. It almost feels like they were just trying to give some sort of additional extra sort of conflict to go on here at this particular point in time. Like maybe if they had still had the actor that plays Matt and he had been present, they could have had him and Perrin off, you know, doing something that would lead to some sort of, you know, personal issues for him to have to be grappling with on this night before this all went down. It almost feels like they just put that in there to make that be a thing. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. It doesn't really seem necessary. But as long as that's the end of it, I guess fine. But that was the one major change that I was like, nah, I'm not really down with that. I think that this was a cool way for them and a good way for them to bring in Min. This is, of course, also a major departure from how she shows up and meets them all in the books, but I don't have a problem with it. I liked the way that they kind of showed off her visions, and the way she describes them. I liked that she had a little encounter there with Rand. He went right to her after we saw the kind of reveal scene of he's been channeling and he's kind of known it, and what Machin Shin actually said to him was way beyond just what they showed us earlier with Egwene. I don't have a problem with the Nynaeve and Lan hooking up here. I think a lot of people are gonna have a problem with it. Personally, I don't, in along the same way that I don't have a problem with Egwene and Rand's relationship actually being much more extensive and clearly physical than it was in the book series. I think for adult relationships, it's not, I don't want to say that in adult relationships you would never have a sort of platonic sort of, you know, we obviously love each other but never consummate anything, or or it lasts for a protected period of time before any sort of consummation happens, because of course that's not the case. But it makes sense to me that they would have this happen. And I do think it adds to the whole story overall. And I also do think it kind of gives a bit of a extra tension to what surely will be coming of a need for them to not immediately just continue down that path. And they already clearly laid some footwork for that with what Nynaeve's they're saying about his bond with Moraine. And also, obviously, you know, I anticipate we'll still get the whole thing that he's gonna say later on about, you know, a widow. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna, because I don't want to spoil things too much. But so I'm okay with that as well. Yeah, I thought that the scenes, the flashback scenes here with Tam was fabulous. Really well done. I liked the way that they had it at the beginning. We got to see the ale in action, and it was badass. I mean, she's literally in labor, and that was my favorite flashback, definitely. And I mean, the look on her face when he took his helmet off and he gave her his hand, and she realized that he wasn't gonna kill her, he was gonna try and help her through labor. I mean, I felt it was really emotional, and it was beautifully done. I like that they added that in, that they had her be alive with him, that he witnessed her give birth and helped her through the process, and she saw him with her son before dying. I liked that. And we still don't have, like, still didn't really talk about the heron marked sword beyond the little snippets. Like, they didn't talk about the significance of it, and I think that we'll get that still. I don't know if it'll be this season, but I like that there was more showing of it, and we did get also then the other flashbacks to Rand's conversation with him. I do think it's interesting how they're showcasing that he kind of knew all along from the first episode. It's just that we didn't know what he knew, and I think that looking back, that adds a lot of interesting weight to his personal suspicions of Moraine and tension there, to his whole conversation that he had with Tom, and his concerns and protectiveness over Matt, because of course he's also thinking about himself and what he knows that he has done and can do. So I just think it adds a lot of depth. I'm sure for a rewatch would be super interesting. I'm really curious to hear about people that are not book readers that are you surprised that he was the Dragon Reborn, and how do you feel about the kind of reveal of that, how they did it this episode? Yeah, I'm really curious to see about how non-book readers will feel about it. Of course, I want to know how book readers feel about the way it was done too, but I guess a lot of this season has been set up in such a way to kind of make it so non-book readers are questioning who the Dragon Reborn is, and that's kind of just one of the massive points of the reveal of that, is one of the massive points, it seems, of this first season. So I'm curious about, you know, how uncertain everybody was and how surprised they are or not surprised when it has been revealed here. The ways stuff was really cool. Again, like I said, when Nynaeve channels to protect people, like the music that they have both times was the same music, and both times I was getting choked up. It was really well done. I don't know. I feel like this is also one of my favorite episodes. This episode and 4 are definitely my favorite so far, and I'm glad with what we saw with Rand here. I think he's kind of taken a backseat for a few episodes not since the beginning of the season, and I think that was pretty clearly intentionally done. But I like that they brought him back here because, of course, his significance is is extensive. Yeah, and the blight, like I said, it's not exactly what I was picturing, but now thinking about it, it makes perfect sense that that's what it would look like if you think about an actual blight. Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm just super curious to see how they're gonna wrap this whole thing up. I mean, what exactly is gonna go down? Is there still going to be Tarwin's Gap? They've mentioned it. They've set it up to possibly happen. And have Rand just go there. Is that gonna happen still? Since he's going into the blight like this, I mean, are the others gonna end up somehow going into the blight too? Like just chasing after them? That obviously Moraine has set it up so that won't happen, but of course we know in the books they're supposed to. But so yeah, I'm just really curious how they're gonna wrap the season up, how they're gonna go about this confrontation that it's building up to for Rand. And yeah, I don't know. I'm curious and I'm excited. I was really pleased with this episode. I want to know you guys' thoughts as well. How are you feeling going into the season finale? Are you excited? Nervous? How have you felt? You know, 7 out of 8 episodes of the season so far, and I'm happy and relieved, basically, at this point in time, because I'm feeling a lot of confidence in their ability here to bring this massive series to life in a way that's somewhat satisfactory. So, all right, gonna wrap this up here, guys, before my computer crashes on me. So thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.